The energy seemed heavy today, and I thought I'd check in with everybody, make sure everybody's doing well. I know we all have a lot going on with the retrogrades and the trines and all that crap I cannot keep up with. I know I'm a pretty balanced individual usually, and I'm even having ups and downs, so bear with me here. Let me see. Anyway. I just thought I would come here and say hello and do a quick read on overall energy and possibly questions that people might have. I'm sorry I was out of there. Hi, Amy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I can help, give back of the many blessings that I've been given. And I don't mean monetarily, I mean like spiritually and emotionally, Hi, Nika. I'm just doing a check-in here. See what's going on. How is everybody? You can't hear me? Hang on. Let me see if I can turn it up. Can you hear me now? Okay, can you hear me now? Slight headache. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Awesome. Okay. I'm hoping that works. I'm not seeing the mixer though. And that kind of bugs me. Can you hear me better than you can usually? Cuz I'm playing with Because I'm playing with the microphone settings and everything, because everybody says, well, you need a mic. Yeah, well, I know I need a mic, but I had a partner that dipped out on me and left me in a mess, so a mic was supposed to be in the works, but it never happened. Oh, okay. Oh, you guys. Okay, how many people here are looking at options of two different men? Anybody? Maybe one that's like really passionate and hot, and maybe one that's like really practical and maybe a little boring, and you're wondering who or which would be better to give that cup to. Yes, they are. They are. Okay, I'm looking at a King of Wands here, which is all about the passions. And if you go with the passionate guy, I mean, I'm getting the Moon and the High Priestess here, which is two secreted cards right in a row. So, let's look at this guy. Oh, we got the Hermit. And we got the Nine of Wands. And the Two of Cups. It's saying go with a practical, boring one if you want to be happy. And I can see that. But I would like to talk about this kind of thing, though, because I don't know how many of you women have ever been considered to be an option. But yeah, as soon as somebody thinks they can make me an option, I'm walking, because I'm not an option. I'm a human being. And as soon as you think that I am going to be competing, that makes you not worthy. So, as we're playing with these energies, I want you to keep this in mind, that these are human beings. And even though all of them are not good for reasons, we possibly do not know, traumas, whatever, um, we still have to remember to kind of try and handle them the way that we would like to be handled in certain situations. So, with that being said, choices are being made right now. And if you look at this instead of a person type of reading, because I try to actually show people how your connection to spirit is directly reflected into every single relationship you have here. So, what we tend to do with spirit, when we tend to disrespect spirit, we tend to have disrespectful relationships, which when I say spirit, that's the truth in us. Okay? So, I'm trying to make people or help people understand their true value, and not just what the world has protected or projected on you to be considered as valuable, because there's a whole nother realm where true value lies. All right, now when I talk about value, there's two kinds of values. There is the value that is fleeting or physical. It does not last forever. And then there's a kind of value that is written in the stars, in the book of eternity. That's the real kind of value, because it lasts forever. And that's the kind of value every one of us carries. We have the ability to write in the book of the stars, where that impression lasts for eternity and you count. Otherwise, we keep coming back here and doing this shit. So, even though I understand my value and I can easily see it in every other living human being, that doesn't mean, hi Michael, that doesn't mean that they can also see it in us sometimes, because they might not be at that same level of deepness, which is okay. It's not for everybody. And quite honestly, it's going to be very hard for some until they get to a certain point, because we're all going to be teetering between what is comfortable, which is status quo. But we see what status quo is doing to the world. Or having the faith and the bravery to step out and say, wait a minute, hold on here. Why is everybody so not happy? I mean, this is supposed to be the age where there's more understanding, and there's more love, and there's more acceptance, and there's more this, and there's more that. But it doesn't seem to feel that way yet. So, the more I come to understand and love myself, the more it is easier for me to love and understand these kind of people. It doesn't mean that we have to put up with them. Alright? It doesn't mean that we have to well, this is not the energy we're meant to be in. I mean, it's just not. This is not what Spirit has planned for us. This is what the world has planned for us. This is what pain has planned for us. This is what not letting go of the past has planned for us. I don't like that plan. I say we work hard on changing it. What do you say, my friends? All right. Oh, it's easy. Okay. What I'm seeing overall, the message from Spirit is, do you see this Three of Wands? This is all about the same thing that I've been talking about forever. It's about perception. Yes, it's about perception. Are those ships coming in or are those ships going out? I asked the question earlier, with some people, those ships are eternally going out and they're only coming in long enough to like restock and then leave again. They really aren't bringing anything of value. So, these are your ships. Do you understand what I'm saying here? You have control of them by your perception. King of Swords. King of Swords is like Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini energy. They're great thinkers. Great thinkers. And see that sword right there? Well, a good and balanced King of Swords, that would be the sword of truth. Now, sometimes there's another side of those signs that isn't always the best, and then he carries the double-edged sword of duality, which the knowledge of duality is the killer of the soul. And I'll explain that to you later. So, we have the King of Swords energy here, all right? And we have it right after the mindset. And this is the king of the mind. And then we have the hangman, which is all about getting a different perspective. Hanging upside down there. Maybe if I look at it this way, it'll make sense. That kind of thing. But, you know what I find funny about this card? Do you notice the clouds are still above his head? You guys are both air signs. That could be your problem, sweetheart. You guys are afraid of what's in that heart. Yes, and you will defend it to your death. But it's okay. I mean, air signs, I love you. I do. I'm a Gemini rising. So I understand that whole uh, feeling like you have more control in your head, whereas the heart is wild and free and kind of scary. So people don't really like dealing with it. And the people who don't like dealing with it, because they like, what they can feel, taste, hear, touch, smell, that kind of shit. So, it's kind of like, oh, I can't do any of that with love, so I think I'll put it right over here and not deal with it the way normal people deal with it, Air signs tend to be shy on love, and because of that, it can cause them a lot of heartache because when you avoid it, you don't learn to work with it correctly. And if you don't learn to work with it correctly, then, well, if you don't learn to express it correctly for your partner, let's say, because it's co-creation. I mean, it's not just about you being loved right. It's also about your partner being loved right. So it's like, we have to be responsible. So we have to be able to bring that cup of love along with that sword of truth. And that's where the air signs kind of have a problem in this area. And like I said, I'm Gemini rising, so I get it. Trust me, I have the same kind of problem. Every time my heart goes bump, 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 I'm like, get the fuck back. Just back the fuck off, okay? You don't know what you're messing with. And that's the way I am. But we're in this hangman's tree. We got the cloud above our head. Don't get that, but I do, because in the realm of possibility. But here we got Odin's crow up there. Odin's crow ain't gonna let you hang in that hangman's tree too long. Alright? You don't want to be stagnant. You don't want your head to explode. And some people would just be happy just to hang there forever. Well, I hate to tell you this, but those people, um, Odin's crow is going to drop that coin right on your balls and get you out of that hangman's tree and get you moving. And that's the message that I'm feeling. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, I love those type. You may as well walk up to that wall and bang your head against it, then talk to those kind of people. That's my Libra to a T. That's what I'm dealing with. He's got me all fucked up. But he got me twisted. He thinking I'm one of those little sweet cancers that, oh, she'll just put up with anything. And it's like, her. Go ahead, fuck with me. I dare you. People don't expect that from me. But that's who I am. I will bend over backwards to help anyone. And I will not lie. I will not cheat. I will not steal. But you fuck with my spirit. And it's war. You disrespect my spirit and the truth that's in me. I'll fight for that shit. Because it fights for me. But anyway, so we're going to start getting messages and downloads. We're going to start understanding things from a new perspective. Now, this is exciting, okay? Because this new perspective, and it isn't about really anything to do with anybody else but us. It's our ships, okay? This has nothing to do with anybody but us. So this is a new perspective about ourselves. That's going to make us want to move. It's going to make us want to embrace life. It's going to make us want to crawl down from that freaking tree and walk away from the karma that we've been creating by not understanding, by not reaching. Hi, Christy. I'm just on here. It's late and I had time and I was watching so many, because we're thinking about doing pick a card readings. And I was watching so many other, like, pick a card people to see, what kind of things people were interested in on a pick a card. So I got inspired to come on and talk to everybody because even the readers on YouTube are picking up this heavy energy and I'm just feeling it. And poor Dawn's been in bed all day. She's just like out of it. Ooh, the lovers. See, what was I saying? What was I just saying? Now, when I see this card, I don't think about lovers as in, oh, there he comes, there he comes. I think that about this as union with myself, but I read cards in a very different way, okay? Um, because as I said, I know. Oh, me too. As I said, I know that our actual connection to spirit, which a lot of people think is this thing that you have to be celibate and you have to not say fuck or whatever, and it's not any of that. It's like When you have a good connection with spirit, all this stuff that you're so seemingly dependent on, all these ideas that you think you can't live without, it no longer has control over you. It's not that you can't do and have fun and be. I mean, come on. It's not like we're taking away, that spirit's trying to take away any part of life. Because we're here to live it. It's a beautiful miracle, and we're here to be that. It's just, life doesn't control you. Because you have spirit at your back. And trust me, spirit doesn't, I mean, it's not Debbie Downer. It's not like, I don't know, it's just not what people think it is. I have a lot of fun. I still smoke. As a matter of fact, I believe that spirit wants us to relax enough to where, well, things that doesn't hurt us. Let's say, after you eat, you like to have a couple glasses of wine after dinner and relax, big freaking deal. You want to have a couple hits, big freaking deal. What spirit does not want you to do is to depend on these things. And that's what spirit gives you, the ability to not feel like you have to depend on anything. It's total freedom. That's about the best way that I can put it. Nika, I'm just going to tell you, anybody can work out anything, but you have to be in the mindsets to allow it. So as long as there is the same problems and you're doing the same things, you can answer your own questions, sweetheart. I mean, think about it. If both of you actually work for change, if you actually work for change and help support each other instead of, you have to learn that language of love. You do. I guess anybody can make it work. But I'm not seeing it working right now, Nika. You know what I mean? But I can't say that I can't see it in the future. Because you have the energy that you can, but you guys, you have a really bad communication issue. You don't, I feel like you guys don't tell each other what you need. Because you feel like that the other should just know. I don't know. If he loves me, he should know. But it doesn't really work that way unless you're like a mind reader. Yes, it is. It is. And, people, if you read my Facebook posts, all right, I'm just going to tell you right now, let me apologize in advance if you read something that offends you. But please try to keep in mind that I have a sense of humor that is a mix between Irma Bombeck and George Carlin. And there is no telling what you're going to hear out of my mouth. Just keep in mind, if you were to read a George Carlin script, you would think he was absolutely flipping nuts. All right? It's in the delivery. My magic's in the delivery, damn it. So keep that in mind if you ever read my post, that I have this really twisted sense of humor. But it works for me, and it keeps me on the lighter side of, I don't know, George Carlin had this way. He was like this genius, He had this way of taking the worst messed up situation you could ever dream of being in and finding something funny about it. Now, that's a kind of magic. I mean, yeah, like swimming in the Hudson. Oh my God. And I feel like, that sometimes we get so embedded in our lives and our distractions, our love and our this and our that um, we forget us. And we forget to take that time to find the laughter, find the joy, find the love. Even though it seems to be missing, it is always around, okay? And it's kind of like fun. I have this motto that if you can't find the fun, be the fun. That's my motto. And it's kind of like love. You need to be that love that you're looking for. If you want to attract it, you have to be it. But let me tell you, a lot of people have this idea that love is like an enabler of very bad energies, and love will never allow somebody to hurt themselves or anyone else. So, love is also a kick ass warrior. Keep that in mind. There is two sides to everything, and we have to quit judging our actions. Judging our actions now, judging our actions in the past, okay? Because we have this thing inside of us. We have this compass called our spirit. And we have been so taught that, when somebody offends us, or we have that heartache, that it's just better to push it down and not say anything and turn the other cheek. And I don't go by that rule. And because I don't go by that rule, sometimes I really fuck it up because I have one hell of a temper. So I'm trying to perhaps learn a different way of expressing my anger than just, oh, you dirty, Um, I sometimes I can do it and sometimes I can't. But here's the deal. I figure at the times that I can't, maybe I was supposed to be that way. And maybe I was supposed to be that way because it's what I truly felt, and maybe whoever else it was needed to have that energy given to them in that way so they could grow. There's always a bigger picture. There's always bigger pictures, and sometimes I'm going to refresh this. There's always bigger pictures that sometimes we don't see. Now, I'm not going to say that doing knowingly bad behaviors is ever a right thing to do. Like, if you know you should probably choose not to be bad if you can. It helps up, it really helps the collective to raise that vibration. If you're feeling good, I'm feeling good type thing. But I mean, there's times when we have to come to understand that, we're human. And making mistakes is part of growing and learning and becoming better. But we've made it to where we're so afraid of making mistakes that we're almost afraid to move. So, I don't know. What do you think it would take, you guys? To help people bring out that beautiful truth that's inside of them and not be so afraid to live against it. Hi, V. What do you think it would take? Huh. Okay, Spirit. What's it going to take? Let's see. Oh, it's going to take new. New. Hmm. You mean we can't be doing the same old shit? This is new? We got to go back to square one? Love, patience, and companion. For how long? I mean, yeah, I agree. Show love, patience, and companion. But how long do you expect them to do that before they can relax and not have to be patient anymore? So think about what you're expecting. Like, if there's something that gets on your nerves, how long before you would want to not have to show that patience anymore? And this is something that when we think about what we want, we have to think about what if the shoe's on the other foot? Amy, that is good to not allow people to walk on you. But let's go a step farther with that. How about if we not worry about the other people um, who walk on us until they actually do? Because a lot of us are so afraid to put ourselves out there and be vulnerable, which is our job. It's our job to be that love. All right. Now it takes a certain kind of strength. I get that, and it's not for everybody. I get that too. But it's our job to give everybody the opportunity to raise. Yes, eliminate fear. Fear is a mind thing. All right. We are not born with that. We learn it. All right. It's not a normal brain function that we have when we get here. Um, But anyway, what I was going to say is it's kind of our duty to be that love and understand that what people do with it in the end is going to be their problem. All right? Really, if I come here and do my job and I bring that new, and I know, but I'm one that's been through so much shit, and I don't really talk about my story that much, and that's okay because I don't feel like I need to. We all have our stories, and we all have different levels of stories, and some are way more horrific than I could ever dream about. Um, so, if I could come with a new mindset through all that tragedy, if I leave all that tragedy back here and I come to the table with a brand new shiny coin, and it may be that's all I have. Yes, 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 Nika, exactly. Then you're a gift and not a burden. See, that's the thing. If we go into a union with someone and we go into this union looking at them as, oh, you're going to be the answer to my happiness, we're already coming there as a burden. But if we come there happy within ourselves, suddenly we're a gift. And that's why it's so important to find that balance and that happy on your own first. To love yourself and heal yourself first. Because anybody who does that walks into a relationship as a gift and not as a burden. Now, I hope that makes sense. But here we are with this shiny new opportunity. Some kind of value, some kind of talent here. It's just one, though. It's a brand new beginning. So, Spirit saying start brand new. Yes. Start brand new. And remember who your first soulmate was. And I've explained to people before, if you caught any of my readings, that to me, this cup, this is not two people. This is you and spirit. This is you uniting and loving and understanding yourself. Which is going along exactly with what I'm saying. Find the value in your spirit. Before you go looking, I can't make it up. See what happens when you do that? You're just sunshiny all the time. Because you're happy and free. Because you understand that all this stuff that you have in your head is what's keeping you down and bound, and you start living from your heart. And you start seeing the beauty in everything because you don't feel bound by, oh my God, I gotta have a man. If I don't have a man, I ain't a good woman. Who's gonna pay the bills? Who's gonna do it? Who am I gonna depend on? That's all fucked up thinking, all right? I don't need a man. Because if I need a man, then a man needs me. And if a man needs me, that's codependency. All right? Codependency is no bueno. Co-creation is very good, okay? Because then you ain't sitting there trading pentacles back and forth to support each other. Instead, you're taking your 10 of pentacles that you are and the 10 of pentacles that he is, and you are coming together and creating new pentacles. See how that works? Yeah, that lonely feeling, it can suck. But that's when you... I'm trying to... because this is hard. That lonely feeling is hard. That need for communion with somebody. Um, but after a while, when you've been around enough somebody's, and you realize that it's better to be alone than to be the wrong somebody. And then you don't feel so lonely anymore. But when you know you become the right somebody and it's still lonely, that's kind of hard too. But, I'm not making this up. You're never alone in spirit. And you never have to be. Because there's a whole world. There's 7.5 billion people on the planet, Nika. There is no reason to be lonely. You don't have to be out there hugging and kissing and doing to be around people. To be around your crowd. Those are blind choices. These, I guarantee you, have nothing to do with these. This is all about spirit. This is about our idea of need. What we need, honestly, is to not create karma. Because karma is, it's one of the most misunderstood energies on the planet right now. Kind of like narcissism. I am so over the narcissism witch hunt that, I mean, I've dealt with them most of my family and everything. I mean, I can't call them a narcissist because a true narcissist has a dead part in their brain, literally. Okay? It's dead. It does not react at all. So to have people running around pointing at people that hurt them and calling them narcissists, when there is very few actual NPDs, narcissistic personality disorder, in the world. All right. It takes either brain injury or some kind of really bad deformity to have that part of your brain that messed up to where it does not fire. Okay. So we have learned as a society to run on very high narcissistic instincts because of all this energy right here. And we have this energy right here because we haven't understood this energy right here yet. You know, because once you understand this energy I mean, who doesn't love the idea of God? Oh my God, Supreme Being. Yeah, well, guess what? He's right there inside of you. Right there inside of you. Consistently. And guess what? He isn't the hateful, egotistical thing that everybody makes it out to be. Actually very loving and accepting and understanding in more ways than most humans could ever know. And that's what's freeing. That's what I mean. Do you think God cares what you do with as long as you ain't making a victim? Go have fun, for fuck's sake. You know? As long as you ain't hurting nobody or hurting yourself. That's what being human is about. So, we're going to start hearing new messages. Okay? We're going to start having new ideas. And it's going to be an uphill battle. But, my dears, something has to change. And I didn't know how true it was when I was talking to my ex who, I don't even know what happened. It's just like one day I woke up and he was just a totally different person. I didn't even know who he was. But, oh, where was I? Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. It happens. I'm an airhead. But, geez, it was good too. Damn it. I'll remember it later. But yeah, this Two of Swords energy is, it's real. And it's keeping us really chained. To me, this is the mini devil. Hi, Christy. Yeah, I'll throw you a card. I was actually doing overall readings, but something tells me you need one. Sorry about my hair. It has a mind of its own, just like me. And I don't care. Yes, karma can be good. I mean, karma's only a bitch if we are. And that's the truth. If you're a sweetheart. Yeah, well, new messages. Yeah, we're getting new messages from Spirit. We're getting new truths and new understandings. And it's coming through, at first, a handful of people that, a lot of new truths we're going to want to reject. Christy? Yeah, that's what I thought. Did you start building with the wrong person, honey? Because this is the same thing. This is almost identical to my cards. You were promised this happy, and then you started building, and then all of a sudden you didn't know what happened, and you look around and everything's all fucked up, and next thing you know, you got a heartache, and yeah, now you got all these burdens. Well, guess what? Justice is here. Karma's coming. And that's what I'm seeing in everything, which is kind of worries me because there's some really fucked up people out there. Yes. Thank you. Because there's some really, really messed up people, and I'm literally worried about them because um they're so damaged. Yes, yes, you should. Uh, Saucy. Hang on just a second. I'm sorry to hear that, Amy. And yeah, it catches up in the most amazing ways sometimes. Like, all right, I'm going to tell a little bit of my story. I had an ex who was rather a drug addict. I'm just going to say it was not a very good man. And a lot of my family were drug addicts, so I had this soft spot. Because I love my family, even though they're assholes. I had this soft spot for trying to fix that kind of energy. And, well, he took my child. And I say my child. He took a child of spirit that belongs to spirit. We all belong to spirit. And he took away the advantage of having a spiritual mom like me. And caused me a hell of a lot of pain. I'm sorry, Saucy. Hold on, baby. And 16 years later, as I was fighting the system, because there was a whole court case, and it turns out, he was such a criminal that he called his lawyer Uncle Dan. Okay, and his lawyer in this little town was the fishing buddy of the judge. Oh, thank you, Sassy. Anyway, this court did not even have jurisdiction. So for 16 years, I fought child support. And they had a warrant out for me and was about to put me in jail. I swear to God. And I got down on my knees and I yelled at spirit and I said, look, if there is anybody in this world that never deserves to see handcuffs on their wrist, it's me. And I told Spirit, I said, look, I am your mouthpiece. I've been your mouthpiece all my life. If you let this thing happen, if you don't do something, I don't think I could ever speak for you again. It would break me that much. 3 days later, the man died. That's a true story. Now, I got set on my ass at that moment because I thought, well, he was going to get caught doing this, doing that. All right, now this thing with these people dying, that's happened twice to me now. So, I had to really do some soul searching, and I had to come to the, because I fought with that. It was like, oh my God, did I just cause somebody to die? That's not our kitchen, baby. All right? That's not our kitchen. If you bring attention to somebody, that's spirit's kitchen. You cannot kick your ass for something bad happening to bad people. It is not your fault. Spirit takes up the sword and it decides, not you. Okay, so if anybody fights with that power and you've seen that happen, please don't blame yourself when people get their karma. Okay? Just so you know. Alright, Saucy. Ugh, okay. Saucy, are you saucy? Because I'm seeing a bit of fire here. Maybe. No, hang on, Saucy. Do you have a little bit of a temper sometimes? Gotcha. Kind of like when somebody... Edward. Okay. Edward, do you have a little bit of a temper sometimes? Like, you kind of, like, tend to blow up and then regret it later? May have caused a little problem for you. You know, the win at all cost type attitude. Sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there has been a little collateral damage, but I think what I'm seeing here right now, I mean, the ending is the Wheel of Fortune. I see that you've been through a lot, that you have tried to hide a lot of pain, mister, from your past. This is, to me, like, this is the bane of my existence, this Five of Pentacles right here. This is feeling unworthy. The pain of unworthiness can drive a person to their knees in so many ways. And this is why I'm trying to fight this. It turns out that, yeah, it usually turns into that. I actually came on just to do an overall general because I was worried about the energies. But hang on just a second, Michael, please. Well, yeah, but I mean, we all fight that because we have this idea that Satan is this big bad entity that lives. I'm doing a little of both, Laura. Sorry, I don't mean to um, uh, confuse you, but right now I'm talking to Edward, I believe. Because he asked me a question. And I will be drawn to people if they ask me a question. I feel like that heaviness, which I'm feeling here. Edward, I'm just gonna tell you, this is the feeling of being out in the cold, being left out in the cold, being forgotten, being unloved, unaccepted. Feeling like life is this tower. But Spirit wants you to know this, alright? This is the Four of Swords energy. This Four of Swords energy talks about resting. Kind of counting your near misses in your past. I don't know how many times your life has been in danger, but I kind of get that kind of energy because of possibly some really bad decisions that put you in timeout. put you in a mental timeout. No, I really don't do love readings, Daniel. The only love I deal with is the one between you and spirit. And if you want to work on that, uh, I'm in. Saucy, you're on the wheel, sweetheart. This means the wheel's turning. Now, where you get off is going to be up to you. But I can tell you this, that most people that I see that have this energy as their first card tells me that you are a very deep person, okay? There's a lot of good to build a strong tower off of here. And you have to take the time to rest and find that. Hi, Carrie. Mwah. Hi, sister. You have to take the time to rest and find that center. Because when you don't, things get rocky. Really rocky. And that's when you tend to want to go back into that prison. So, Saucy, let's see. Well, I feel like you're coming to the end of a karmic cycle. That's a good thing. It's caused you a lot of pain, a lot of sickness. And why I think you're coming to the end of it is because of this guy right here. Now, a lot of people would like to say, hey, look at all this death everywhere, you know. But let me tell you what death is. Death is transformation. All right. Yeah, this is not good energy. Some people can call, yeah, possibly. Possibly you might hear of some kind of physical passing with this kind of energy, but I'm getting the feeling that this is an ego passing. And the reason I'm getting that it's an ego passing is because of this right here. And because of these two that came out right after. Somebody's gonna start understanding their value. And they're gonna start manifesting that happiness they deserve. Oh my God, that's good news, Edward. Okay? We all fight Satan all the time. Satan is it's something that is part of us, you know. But there's another part of us that it's equal. Because the way that I see nature is balanced. It's naturally balanced. But if we see ourselves as good and evil, there's always judgment. But when we come to that balance and we understand the beautiful side, you know, we need both for creation. But when we get balance, not one side rules the other, but they come into harmony. And that's where the magic is. That's where the freedom is. That's where we're all heading to. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Thank you, Edward. You're awesome. Okay, Michael, I think you're next. Yeah. Did you have something you wanted to? Okay. I think so. I think so because I'm seeing this time of rest. I'm showing this well needed time of rest. Okay, hermit energy is all about going inward and finding that life within. Okay, and I feel like that's what she's doing. And I think at the end of it, no, that's a King of Pentacles. Don't go by sex. King of Pentacles is a very balanced, very fair, very just king. I think she's finding value in herself and understanding about the equal give and take in a marriage that needs to be manifested. I feel like there was a time in your wife's past that possibly she had some misunderstandings. And because of that misunderstanding, there's some karma to face. Karma sometimes can show itself in the form of addictions or codependency. But yes, I do. Because she has a go-getter, winner at all cost attitude right now, my dear. And you and your family and your happy home and your dreams come true. That's what she's working towards. So yes, I'm going to say yes. And you let me know, Michael, okay? You've got this. It's not that far away. And it's worth the wait, okay? Hang in there, buddy. Yes. Most people like that too. Mm. I think she has a great misunderstanding of herself. And it's going to take a little time. But yeah, I think she'll be back by the 17th. Because like I said, energies are changing. Oh, hang on, Laura, I got you. I know energies are changing right now, and people are having those epiphanies or those aha moments left and right. I mean, people are waking up all over to the beautiful and powerful things that we actually are. And we're doing that by communing and talking to each other and understanding. And that's kind of what this YouTube channel is about. Or that's my vision of it anyway. Let's see, Laura. Buying a place more rural. Yeah, I do, but I don't. Yeah, I do. I think you're gonna. Okay, this is what's going on. There's a stalemate going on right now. Okay, somebody is having a hard time making a decision, but once they do, it's all over. But the crying. That's the world. All right. And when that decision is made, it's gonna move fast. Now, I don't know what decision this is. It seems like somebody's afraid to shit or get off the pot. I don't know. But once this decision is made, it's all over but the contract, sweetheart. So, no worries. Well, sometimes, Michael, when people go into a marriage and they're not healed, sometimes certain things that they have to deal with being unhealed. I mean, normal everyday things. It tends to build up. you know. So, that's why I'm for healing ourselves before relationships. Um, so these kind of things, like, I'm sorry to hear that. Why in the world would anybody hurt a cat? That's so sad. That's so evil. How could somebody? I don't even like to get into that mindset. But yeah, until we become like one with ourselves and happy with ourselves, whenever we get into a relationship. Oh, I'm sorry, Laura. When we tend to get into a relationship, we sometimes have certain burdens that normal things that I mean, just normal little things that are little to everybody else. And it might start out little at first, but every time something's done, it's kind of like a tick, tick. There it is again. There it is again. And then you push it down and you push it down and you push it down. And then before you know it, you pushed it down so much to where you're shaking. And I'm pretty sure you can't handle the shaking and you're puking. And then pretty soon, I had anxiety so bad from just little traumas, they called it, that I literally shut down. At that point, I weighed 210 pounds and I lost half my body weight in 30 days. I could not function. So, those little issues of traumas that we have, those little, I don't know. I consider it, before I get into my next relationship, I just have to make sure I'm healed. And even though with my last one, I told him, you aren't going to be able, I'm going to hurt you. And he was like, so? Well, now he's singing a different tune. So I thought he was a very well balanced and complete individual. And, I told him I'm still wounded. Yes. Well, it's a good thing that she's going through this now instead of later. 'Cause I pushed it down and pushed it down for like 30 years. Before it finally got to me. So, hang in there, Michael. Okay? Anyway, one of the things I'm really striving for is trying to help people understand how strong and beautiful they are in truth. That's my goal. Um, and in that goal, what should I say? I'm hoping we can discover that together. Understandings that just kind of help us love and respect each other a little more, maybe. New perspectives that help us love and understand each other a little more, maybe, and ourselves. Instead of being so afraid. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to change the world. But, oh, that's what I was going to tell you. There was something that I was talking about of changing in the legal system, and it's like, yeah, there's certain things that are just not right with it. And I was talking to my ex about, this is like extortion. This is this. This is this. This case could be argued this way, and blah 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 blah. And it's just that you have to find the right group, kind of like in politics. The right person will make the whole horrible house fall, or the first domino. And it's like with any change, his response was, well, where do you find that first domino? And my response was, you're looking at her. And that has to be all our response. We have to be willing to be that first domino. And I've kind of been that first domino most of my life. I've always been the odd one out, the one that was always willing to be the bad guy to make others grow. So keep that in mind. Well, that's nice. Jennifer, are you demanding much? Anyway, sometimes we have to be that first domino. Sometimes we have to be that odd man out. Sometimes we have to be the one to stand up and be that bitch. I have no problem doing that. Where are you? Okay, Jennifer. Let's see what we got. Seven of Swords. Not very good energy. I don't know what you're dealing with. But it's not good energy. I can tell you that right now. Okay, you're messing with some people. Whatever situation you're in, Jennifer, I would say get out of it. Because it's going to make you very regretful. Thank you, Michael. It's going to make a regretful situation, and there's some very big dishonesty here with this little guy right here. But with the high priest, it's being seen. So something's being seen. All right. So, I would, whatever situation you're in or thinking about getting in, I would think twice. And, yeah. Now, with the high priest being here, or the Hierophant, whichever way you want to look at it, somebody's feeling like they're not being treated fairly. And chances are they aren't. But they're not walking away from this energy. They're not wanting to somebody's feeling stuck in a really bad situation. And I'm sorry, but my feeling on this is it needs to stop. Somebody needs to walk away from this. And Jennifer, I can see why you said I need. This is some heavy shit, baby. Somebody. The good news, though, in the end, when you get away from this and you come to the end of this cycle, which I feel like is here. I don't know if you've been through that already, And you're now looking at this, but God, I hope so. Because this is the self-assured, single, strong, go get 'em type energy that brings victory and happiness. Now you have this in you, Jennifer. So I don't know exactly what kind of heavy shit you're dealing with, but you're going to come through it. Okay? Lydia. Adrian Soldado Gonzalez. That's a mouthful. I like it. You know, I'm almost sad because when I was in high school, I didn't take Spanish. I took French. You're welcome, lady or Jennifer. I didn't take Spanish. I took French because I was supposed to go to France and study art, and so I took 5 years of French. And because I took 5 years of French now, every time I tried to speak Spanish with the rolling of the R, you know how you guys you have that saucy R rolling stuff. I can't do it. My mouth, it just doesn't work that way. I always have to, sound like I'm hawking up a loogie when I say R. But man, so spicy. I love it. I love that spicy energy. I don't know, just so much fire. Yes, I envy the fire signs, even though I'm a Leo moon and I get it. It's still, oh, oh, Lydia, what's going on with you, sweetheart? Were you trying to find balance with a playa? There's some kind of change coming in here. Oh. Oh. Are we having some fears, Lydia? Are we having a little bit of fears? Yeah, I love fire signs. I'm Leo moon, so um but I'm Cancer. I'm Cancer sun, Leo moon. My Venus is in Virgo and my rising is Gemini. So I have each one of the elements in each one of my main houses. Are you still here, Lydia? Hello. Mm. Um. Oh, she is. And you're a Cancer. Bless you. Me too. Okay, Lydia, I'm kind of on you, and I'm like, there's some heartache going on here, but yes, and there's somebody taking a really deep look at all the icky parts that they don't want to look at. And I don't know if that's you or your person, but sometimes truth is a bitter pill to swallow for good people who have fallen in love with somebody not quite their equal. Mm. The good news is I'm just gonna say I don't know. I mean I see the energy. There's a big cup of love here. There is one big beautiful cup of love here. And somebody's shadow self made somebody's me, myself, and I swords go into a heart. That's no bueno. that brings karma. So, the good news is, whoever the bad guy is, I wouldn't want to be them. That's the sort of truth of the divine right there. Yeah, you see that? Justice, yeah. Someone getting their nuts cut off. And somebody's getting the world. It means somebody's facing some karma. It means somebody is in their head over decisions that were made, some pretty bad decisions. And somebody was playing with somebody else's feelings. And sometimes the honest person doesn't ever want to look at the person that they were dealing with as somebody who wasn't quite on their level, didn't know how to bring what the other deserves, kind of like player energy. And it caused a change. It caused a big change in the way somebody saw love. That's a dark night of the soul. It made somebody look deep inside themselves. And when anybody, I'll tell you, that's the magic ingredient for karma to show up. If something in life drives you to go deep inside your soul, that's when you get God's attention. Anybody that can feel that deep, I guarantee you. Anybody that can hurt that deep, I guarantee you, is a soldier of the divine. Hi, Dominique. So, somebody's here is fighting for that deep connection. And somebody here was not able to have that deep connection, which caused pain. Does that make sense, Lydia? And whoever was the pain causer, the sort of truth is coming in. And they're going to have to face their shadow self, which is a very painful process. And the person who didn't cause the pain is going to have a brand new world. And maybe even a brand new soulmate up there, standing behind that brand new world tree. A new lover that's going to help you heal from this and become this. So you got some good things coming, Lydia. Just a little bit more processing to go through. Yeah, most people here are good people. I mean, we all have our issues, don't get me wrong. And one of them is self-respect, which helps us to respect each other as well. Yeah, well, I know I did. Because usually in any kind of connection, if one is in pain, the other has some. Now, whether or not you caused it or they caused it themselves, some people are just pain generators and they don't care. They just shit that shit everywhere. Oh, I hate those people. I say I hate them. I don't hate them. They make me have to work really hard. which I'm not complaining, but I would rather see much less pain on this planet and a hell of a lot more happiness because that's what we deserve. And once we understand the truth of ourselves and the subtle workings of our mind, body, and spirit, and how important it is for cohesion of all three, then we start getting somewhere. Then we start shaping our reality instead of our reality shaping us. So, obviously, I'm not walking on water or walking through walls or any of that shit. So, I'm not there yet either. But people, for some reason, think I'm smart or some shit like that. But I'm just a high school, I only have a high school diploma. Don't ask me why it took Greg Braden 10 years to prove what I was talking about 10 years ago. I have no idea. But there's nothing special about me. All right? Because we all have that same core spirit because we're all from the same eternal consciousness. We're just called to be our own unique expression of that divine vibration for its purposes. And once we find out what that is, oh man, I can't even explain to you. It's not that you don't have pain or because it's co-creation, people have free will and people are just, like I said, little pain generators all over. So it's not that you don't struggle, but there's a different viewpoint that doesn't make it feel like it's all your struggle anymore. It's not as heavy. And 9 out of 10 times, from a peaceful perspective, you can actually sit back and help others that are not at that peaceful place. A lot of times you can help them balance themselves and regain their power. So there's magic. I mean, we just have to be that first domino, and we have to not be afraid to make mistakes. And if people make mistakes, we can't judge them harshly because we're all doing new stuff. Okay? So we have to make room. We have to make space. We have to be loving and forgiving and understanding. But don't ever be a doormat for lower vibrations. Don't ever sell out the truth of what's in your soul. Don't sell out the divine. Because that's what creates karma. Or somebody trying to sell out the divine within you. Look at this. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Speaking of that, there's the divine cup. And there's the chariot that's bringing it here, baby. That's my sign right there, Cancer. Yep, yep. We bringing it, baby. Those water signs. Not that others aren't either, but we're more in tune with emotions, which is kind of that where that divine intelligence, I guess, first hits. A lot of people think it's in your mind, but it's not. And Greg Braden has proven that the electromagnetic energy or field generated by your heart is 5,000 times more conductive of that divine knowledge than the electromagnetic field around your head. So keep that in mind, okay? Because when you're trying to think something into existence, it may work. Because the mind has a lot of power. But it ain't gonna last. Because the only thing that lasts an eternity is the things etched in eternity's book. And to get things etched in eternity's book, it has to be in the language of eternity, which is love. Okay, Nika. I'm about ready to close up anyway because I'm kind of tired. I had a toothache last night. I got about 4 hours sleep. That's why I'm looking rough as crap. But you know what? I don't care. I'll be rough as crap. Hi, Salma. How are you? I have been here now for how long have I been here? About an hour and 30 minutes. And I'm going to try and connect with you guys more often on live. So make sure you hit the subscribe and notifications because I really like chatting with you like this. But I do have my limits. I do get tired. Uh, I have ran off of like at 2 to 4 hours sleep most of my life since I was a kid because when I was young, my mom and dad liked to drink a lot, and it wasn't fun. So I would have to get up like really early in the morning and make sure the house was cleaned before I like went to school. Um, they did slow down, by the way, but there was a time that it was really bad, and when I was a teenager, and times mom would fall down and bonk her little head and it'd be bloody and I'd be cleaning up blood and puking at night and it was just a mess. So, and this is what I think about when I think about kids who have parents that they do a lot of alcohol, um, because they really don't think about the kids. From somebody who's had a view of that, kind of makes me sad. So I'd like to see people strengthen, to where they don't have to have that, numbing, to where they don't have to numb pain because they're not in it, because they're free of it. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see communities, strong communities built, with no pressure, everybody doing their part. That's what I'd like to see. And that's what I'm building to, you know. That's my idea, though. You guys are going to have to share with me some other time what yours are, okay? Because I think it's bedtime for me, my dears. Thank you so much for showing up. Remember, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button because there's no telling when I'm just going to get on here and want to talk because that's just the way I am. Schedule, schmedule. When I plan things, they tend to fuck up, so. It's like evil people hear my plans and they do whatever they can to mess with me. So I try not to make plans, but yeah, you guys catch me. Catch me on here because I'd love to talk to you. Ah, Selma. Okay, it's an hour and a half long, and I try to keep things short, but I get to talking, and then I just can't shut up because there's so many good people asking questions, and then I feel a heaviness, and it's like I have to answer them. I have to answer them. Yeah, and it's okay. That's what I'm here for. I love you guys. Sleep well, sweet dreams. Remember, we are master manifestors, so watch what you have in your mind. If you start seeing that you are in a negative rut and you start seeing you're thinking all this negative stuff, I want you to stop yourself in the tracks. Stop. Stop. Okay? And for everything that you think of that can go wrong, I want you to immediately start thinking about 20 things that can go right. All right? Because you've trained yourself to a negative mindset, we can train it to a positive and start creating that beautiful space that we all long for together. And we have it within us. I know we can do it. I have faith in all of us. I'm so excited. I love you guys. I will see you later. Blessed be blessed. Namaste. Sleep well. It's 11:11. Did I just see that? Oh my God, it's 11:11. Okay, I can't make